Welcome to the Daily Jamingo, a special edition. I went early today because I have a special guest, a friend, a podcasting friend, a friend, I would say. That is that motherfucking Jodie B. How's it going, Jodie? Okay.
That's how it's going, Jamingo. How are you?
We're day drinking. What's going on? How come it's a weekday, it's a Friday, it's 9:30 in the morning and you're home? How come you're not out working for the man?
Well, you know what they say, Jamingo, if you don't use it, you lose it. And I had some days off I got to use. So they told me, don't come to work today, you piece of shit. Have a 3-day weekend. So I decided I would come spend some quality time with my old buddy Jamingo.
So here's a weird thing. We did a podcast on your show, the Po Boys podcast.
Yep.
So long ago, I forgot everything we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
You put it out and I kept saying, oh, I want to go listen to that. I want to go check it out. And I never had enough time because it's an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's a long one.
So this morning I got up and I said, you know what? Today I'm going to listen to the Po Boys podcast. I just finished the Po Boys podcast. I have notifications going off. I have no idea why. I just listened to the Po Boys podcast. I just finished listening to it. And I thought to myself, I'd like to get him on the Daily Jamingo. You texted me maybe 10 minutes later and said, hey, would you like to do, I'm off today. Would you like to do the Daily Jamingo? I can do it around, 10:30. I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. You're like my fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi, bro. We're on the same level. And I reached out and said, Jamingo, you're my only hope. I have nothing to do this morning. Let's fuck shit up.
All right. Let's fuck shit up. So one of the things that you did yesterday was you sent a message into our Discord and you said, hey, Jamingo, here's Tim Dillon talking about the Palestine-Israeli conflict. Why don't you listen to this? It has a different opinion.
Well, what I said was I believe from what I was listening to, it was kind of right down the middle, being that there was a person on both sides of the argument in that case, not just one-sided. So that was why I even recommended it. I did not realize who that lady was, and I did a little research after, and I kind of got the gist of
it. So then I listened to about 8 minutes of it, and I said, this insufferable cunt. I mean, Jesus Christ, I've never heard a Jew hater like this lady is.
Yeah. What her name? Abby Martin. That's her name.
Abby Martin. Now, is Tim Dillon, is he Jewish?
No, he's
not.
It's very similar. I get it.
I wasn't sure. I listened to I listened to the first 8 minutes and I shut it off because I was like, okay, I see what's going on here.
Right.
I'm going back to listen to it again. But normally we don't talk politics or world events or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I figured today I would kind of hold your feet to the fire and say, where are you at on this Palestine, not Palestine, Hamas Israel thing?
You really want my honest opinion?
Of course.
I say drop a bomb on it and turn it into Lake Middle East. The
So
whole
you just
fucking thing. Egypt, Palestine, Vietnam, all that shit. Just blow the fuck out of it and give the dudes in Dubai something to race their boats around in the off season. Because I don't think this one's going to get solved, Jamingo. I think they got some bad blood that's been brewing for hundreds of years, and there's pissed off people on both sides that are obviously willing to die and kill over their fucking beliefs. So at this point, I don't know how you sway that one way or the other.
I honestly think that you got to let them hash it out, and the winner is the winner.
Like fighting like brothers. Sometimes you got to let them go out in the yard and just beat the shit out of each other. Now, I don't know if you let them fight to the death per se, but it's one of those things where you're the next door neighbor. You got nothing to do with this, really.
Yeah.
You like the older brother, I guess. You give him money on occasion, and I don't know when he gives it back, but you know, it's one of those things where I don't like the fact that we're playing favorites in the situation because we're kind of just sticking our goddamn nose in people's business.
Yeah. Well, it's the only, to be honest with you, it's the only bastion of Western civilization in that area. And I think that's why they want to keep it that way.
Right.
I said the best way to do this is to make Israel the 51st state of the United States, and then they have to stop fucking around with it.
Just bring them all over here?
No, just make Israel, like, you know, Hawaii is the 50th state, Alaska's the
so you mean
state.
like Puerto Rico, like it's just an annexation of America?
Yeah, we just say that's our 51st state. Okay?
Yeah, that'll go over well.
And then we'll make that the 51st state, and if they try any shit, we'll just go over there and level it.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. Like there was a comic that made a joke about it a long time ago. It just stuck with me because he was like, let me explain to you what's going on in the Middle East. He's like, it's a guy in sandals throwing rocks at a guy in sandals with a machine gun. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Look, I saw some of the horrific things that they did on October 7th. And, you know, Israel was just minding their own business. And then these people broke into their house and did, you know, a lot of horrific things. The one thing that stuck with me is here's this guy driving down the road, whatever. And all of a sudden a guy walks, I guess the Israeli was driving down the road, and Hamas guy walks out with a rocket-propelled grenade.
Look at that big motherfucker got a rocket launcher.
And the guy stops his car, and I can imagine, like, what the hell's this? And they just launched that thing and destroyed that car.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, if that shit started here today, like if that happened here today, which kind of scares me because with the border open and all these Chinese nationals coming over here, they're just walking in with luggage and shit like, hey, how you doing? Coming across the border.
What are they swimming? Are they fucking taking a boat?
I don't know how they're getting to Mexico. I guess they're flying into Mexico with their luggage and everything.
Yeah, cheaper to fly to Mexico than it is.
Right. And then they just come across the border because if they had to come in the normal way, the passports would be checked and shit like that would be going on. Where is that fucking noise coming from? I have a notification. Hang on a second.
I thought it was me now. I got to start looking. Goddamn.
Maybe I thought it was me or you. It doesn't matter.
I didn't hear the noise. So now it's all in your head, literally, Jamingo. Been checked for a stroke lately? You smell toast? What's going on over there?
I had not smelled toast yet.
You got fucking tonitis with an O.
I definitely have tonitis. That's for sure. All right.
Your man's got a permanent ringing in his ear. That's from being married for 20 years.
Now it's from rock and roll and race cars in the 80s and the 90s. That's what that's from. So we just all right. So we have people coming in. We have a lot of, I call them moose lambs. We have a lot of moose lambs in this country already. They came over whenever there was some kind of conflict and they had a lot of refugees. We started taking them in here. They were up in, they're up in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan. And if they start getting antsy like they are getting the same way they're getting antsy over there in the Middle East around Israel, we're going to have a real problem.
There won't be a problem at all, Jamingo. We got more guns than people in this country. And I've always said, like, I'm not a big fan of supporting foreign war. Like, domestic war is what I'm worried about. When somebody brings it to the banks, then we'll start worrying. And I don't see anybody trying that shit in South Carolina or Texas or any place like that, because there will be an onslaught of rednecks. It'll be like the night shoot at fucking Knob Creek. Just 100 fucking old geezers like you sitting on the tailgate of their F-150s with fully automatic belt-fed rifles and shit. Just like, let's fucking go. Bring that shit to the beach. I dare you.
God damn it, Bubba. It's popped off. Let's go. Get your shit. Get in the truck. Let's go.
Like fucking Bill Burr. This is what we play for. Just fucking rednecks with fucking pea shooters and pots on their heads running up and down the beach, fucking throwing hand grenades and shit that they bought off Amazon. It'll be fucking chaos.
Right. We got Louis he's up in the tree he's got his sniper rifle.
Yeah, there'll be people walking. There'll be a squadron of Elon Musk funded flamethrower battalions that'll just stand on the beach and melt their boats as they fucking pull up on the water, dude. It'll be fucking crazy.
Yeah, we need rednecks.
Did you see? So I was watching just Twitter videos the other day. Like, you've heard of the Iron Man suit, right? The mobile jetpack shit that they've got in the military now they're working on.
No.
Okay, so basically, it's a backpack that carries an engine, right? And then the operator has two like little fist thing, almost like a leaf blower, like a backpack leaf blower, but there's one in both hands, and they're jet engines. So they can hold the shit down on the ground, and it literally will lift a 140-pound fucking soldier with all gear and everything. And they can fly it. Like, it's not for over the ocean or nothing, but it's for like getting into a spot and getting out right quick. The other day, they were demonstrating the guy, he was going up and down and flying around. They mounted, what's the Glock that's fully automatic? A Glock 19, a Glock 14, whatever the fucking the one that just goes.
Okay. I know what you're talking about. I'm thinking of a Mac 10.
Well, no, it's a Glock, but it's the pistol that's fully automatic. So they had an arm that came over his shoulder with one of those fucking Glock 19s on it with an extender clip, the little fucking, super mag in it. And the targeting system is mounted to his peripheral eye vision goggles or whatever the fuck. So literally this dude was sitting on the beach flying and he just looked at a car that was down on a thing and it shot up the whole side of the car.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
This is space race, baby. I can't wait for these Infinity Wars to pop off because we're on the cutting edge.
Why can't we just do like why does everybody have to die? Why can't we just have like a video game?
Right.
And then, whoever does it wins.
Just everybody's blowing up their iRobots back and forth.
I guess. Yeah. It's kind of like that show that used to be on BattleBots. You send your robots in.
Yeah.
And then whoever wins.
I like it, like Gladiator style, or just get the biggest, baddest motherfucker you got. Why does, like you said, 1 million people have to die? Just send in the one guy. Send in Brock Lesnar versus whatever the Israeli Jewish version of that is, and let's hash it out. Whoever wins.
Yeah, it breaks my heart because I've seen some of these things on Twitter as far as over in the Ukraine war where they fly these drones over and they drop a grenade down in between like 3 guys and it goes off and it just eviscerates them. It just kills them. And you're thinking to yourself, they don't want to be there. No one wants to be out there. I'm
thinking to myself, if you ask Joe Biden, he'd probably say every one of those grenades cost $1 billion with the amount of money we're giving them, huh?
It's crazy.
So I don't like to get into politics, but god damn it, it makes me sick to my stomach when I see that fucking number. I see what, $200+ billion at this point that we've given them motherfuckers to fight a war.
Right.
How much did he sign to Hawaii when that place burnt the fuck down? He gave them $1 billion and said, fuck off.
Every person got $700.
That's so goddamn infuriating to me, dude. Like, I don't get into it. I'm turning more fucking boomerish as the older I'm getting now because I just go, what the fuck are you doing, dude? You send them all this money. These people lost their whole goddamn livelihoods and you send them a check for $700 and say, fuck off. I've been to Hawaii. That shit is expensive. Everything costs 3 times as much.
Yeah. So
$700. Suck my fucking dick, Joe Biden. How about that?
Because what's going to happen now is people are going to have no choice. They're going to have to sell their land for whatever they can get for it and move somewhere else, which is exactly.
Yeah, it sounds like that might have been an inside job.
Things like an inside job. Right.
I hear Oprah bought up a healthy fucking 100-acre plot in Oahu or whatever the fuck burnt down.
Yeah. Lahana, whatever it's called.
L'Haim, that's how they say it.
L'Haim. Come on, I want to lay you.
Yeah, this shit is infuriating, Jamingo. Like, I'm a young guy, so like I've watched all the shit kind of develop through my life, and I just go like, you don't even care anymore. You're not even trying to be secretive. You're just fucking. You were bending us over and fucking us right in the ass, and nobody seems to care. It's weird.
You're the age right now where I know where this is coming from.
Yeah,
I got it now. It's me. I'm doing. It's me. I'm the one. Okay, so you're the age right now where people will start to get into this whole politics thing because you're paying taxes, you've got kids to raise, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. And you've calmed down. You're married. You're done fucking. You're done chasing tail.
I got a stock portfolio. I'm buying a house. Like, I'm a full-fledged fucking grown up now.
Right. And now you're going to start getting into this thing, and you're just going to say, "Holy shit! What's going on here? How come they're running this government? Like, what's this about?"
Right.
And now, to me, when I see something, I go, "That doesn't even seem right." Like, there's no, what they're telling me is bullshit.
Right.
Because we've been around a while. We just don't believe everything we hear anymore.
Well, and that was my point with the whole Hamas, Israel, whatever the fuck thing that I posted yesterday. Like, I know you've got your beliefs, and you're probably more informed than I am because I just kind of watch it go by in my peripheral. But at the same time, like, I see all this on the news and all this, and I go, these goddamn people haven't told me the truth about anything since I've been alive. So why the fuck am I going to believe now that, oh yeah, Israel's the good guys? They never did nothing wrong. Didn't do nothing, Israel. Sure.
From what I understand, and again, Israel's known about this plan for a while. Now, they might not have
probably helped create it, John. You don't think there's an inside motive there that goes, all we got to do is convince these cocksuckers to start fighting us, and we'll blow the fuck out of them. Let's do that.
So here we are.
I'm a fucking moron, and I figured that out. Just sitting here in my office, go, oh yeah, false flag operation. Throw a rock, get them to hit you back, and then be like, look what he fucking did. I need money to blow it up.
And they're just over there. See, I thought the reason that they didn't want peace over in Ukraine was we had a lot of stockpile, old shells and shit that we had to get rid of because it had an expiration date on it. So let's just send it over there and let them blow each other up with it. But now they've ran through the stockpile. We're like, yeah, you know what? I think it's time for peace now. You guys used up all our old stock. And
yeah, it's time for peace because I'm out of bullets.
Yeah, we're going to get the American people to restock everything with the new stuff that's going to cost way more. So, yeah, we're ready for that. We have the American or the industrial complex now has, they can start making some more money and shit. So let's do that.
So if you listen to the Abby Martin gal, like towards the end of that interview, she actually had a pretty decent sense of humor. Like Tim Dillon was doing Tim Dillon. Like there were times where he was asking very serious questions, but then he would throw in kind of an offhanded little a trap question. She would laugh and he would laugh, and like everybody would get into it. She got to talking about Vladimir Putin at one point, and she was like, listen, according to our fucking news media and everything, Vladimir Putin is a psychopathic, crazy dictator, communist, whatever, fucking invite people to dinner and poison them with the fucking ice cream dessert or whatever. But she goes, has he ever attacked us in the whole time you've been alive? And it goes like, no, not really. And she goes, that's the point. Like, you can make these people seem like fucking lunatics, but at the end of the day, they're people that lead countries. Like, they have an agenda, sure. But at the same time, like, if you don't think that everything they do is calculated, then you're a fucking retard. And at the end of the day, like, they're not going to go willy-nilly blowing shit up unless there's some reason behind it. It's hard as a person who wants to be on the right side of history. You want to fucking support the good guys. Well, sometimes there's not good guys and bad guys. There's just two people in a fucking fight.
Yeah, I agree with you there. So right now, Elon Musk is thinking about bringing Alex Jones back to Twitter.
Oh, Lord help us.
I'm all for it. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
absolutely all for it. He just did an interview with Tucker Carlson. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. It's an hour and a half.
That's pretty reasonable. If it was like 3 hours, there's not a chance I would listen to that.
All right. So I have a little taste for you.
Please.
This is him talking about Donald Trump and the deep state. Now, 15 years ago, I thought this guy was crazy. Right now, not so much.
escalating on Trump, whether you love him or hate him. He's now a populist icon. He's now the underdog. The globalists are coming after him. They're coming after our right to vote for who we want. He gets 60%,
which is the fundamental right in a democracy. The people rule. I can vote for whomever I want. And if you don't like that person, that's immaterial.
Absolutely.
Right?
And he's been indicted for saying they're stealing elections. They're stealing it.
Oh, I'm aware.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
In their indictments of him is election theft. But yes.
But despite that, he's got 60% against all other Republicans. He's 15, 20 points ahead of Biden. It's backfired, but the deep state's not going to stop. So you said to Trump several times in that 400 million views or whatever you got, biggest show ever, you said to him, well, isn't the next thing them trying to kill you? And he's so confident he doesn't want to think about that. And
he doesn't want to think about it.
Whereas I admire someone that's that confident. The deep state does kill people. And that's their only next move because this is failing. And I think they're going to kill Biden too, or I think they're going to try to. What you said in the speech again before the last one I talked about like a month ago, you said, I don't see Biden and Trump being the candidates. You see the system, the media going after Biden, and he deserves it, but they were covering it up until now. Now they're covering the laptop. Now they're covering attack on the dog. Now they're covering, all of his senility, all the corruption, the Chinese spies.
Attacking a dog. What a pig he is.
So, after all that, they're like, but you know what? He let the dog bite people.
Yeah, who let the dogs out? Joe.
Right.
Joe. Dude, that dog is a fucking menace. Did you see that? That motherfucker's bit like 5 people.
More than that, between the two of them, he had 2 dogs.
Yeah,
they got rid of one.
Talking about Sergeant or whatever the fuck his name was. That motherfucker was biting staffers left and right, dude.
And the new one's biting them too. Like
they all deserve it. I get it, but like
the Secret Service has to walk with the First Lady as she takes the dog for a walk.
Yeah,
she takes a dog for a walk. The fucking dog attacks the Secret Service. I'm telling you, I would have popped a cap in that dog's ass. Toot sweet if that
Not
thing
me.
came
If I was a Secret Service agent, I'd pull out a Garrow or whatever the fucking that little piano string shit, and I would choke his ass out right in the front yard.
Right. So sorry.
Didn't waste the bullet.
Sorry about your dog, Miss First Lady.
Oops. I choked it. It bit me.
So now I have become Archie Bunker because Archie Bunker would have had a podcast if podcasting was in the 70s.
Yep.
But when you didn't have a podcast, what you would do is on Saturday mornings at like 5 o'clock in the morning, they would have a civilian come on and give a counterpoint to an editorial. And I have this here. Tell me this isn't me.
It looks like you.
Good evening, everybody. This is Archie Bunker of 704 Houser Street, veteran of the big war, speaking on behalf of Guns for Everybody. Now, question. What was the first thing that the communists done when they took over in Russia? Answer, gun control. And there's a lot of people in this country want to do the same thing to us here in a kind of conspiracy, see. You take your big international bankers, they want to, masticate the people of this here nation like puppets on a wing. And then when they get that done, turn us over to the communists.
Oh, Archie, I'm glad they put you on a stool. You look taller sitting down.
Now, I want to talk about another thing that's on everybody's mind today, and that's your stick-ups and your skyjackings, which, if that was up to me, I could end the skyjackings tomorrow.
You could?
All you got to do is arm all your passengers. And then he ain't got no more superiority there. He ain't going to dare to pull out no rod. And then your airlines, then they wouldn't have to search the passengers on the ground no more. They just pass out the pistols at the beginning of the trip, and they pick them up again at the end. Case closed.
I saw that and I said, that's me.
Yeah, Archie Bunker 2024, am I right? Everybody. Give the kids guns. I don't give a. That's my new campaign is I'm going to start marketing kids guns, little single shot rifles that'll fit inside of a backpack. So fuck all this nonsense. Let these kids just start fucking strapping up.
We did a story on the bunker last night about how a 12-year-old girl shot her 11-year-old brother in the head with a 22 because they were rabbit hunting. And I said, God damn. I mean, first of all, 12 and 11 is way too young to be out hunting, in my opinion.
Sure.
Secondly, with a rifle, with a 22, everybody's like, well, it's only a 22.
It's worse.
Yeah, it goes further. Nobody seems to realize that.
See, the problem
I
is a high caliber bullet, when it goes inside of you and it hits something hard, it mushrooms or it fragments if it's a hollow point. A 22 just kind of bounces off shit. It ricochets. It goes bing, 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 inside your guts. It could put about 10 holes in your fucking bladder if you're not careful.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Look, we have friends over here. Bex is over here. She says, nice seeing you guys back together again.
Oh, good morning, Bex.
And then Chris, who usually hates me. So he's here watching us too. So,
hi, buddy.
Look, if they know about it, then the next our buddy, what's his Blade will be over here.
He's on vacation till the beginning of the year. The man's got to get his rest. Would you like to hear something about Bex? Not to discuss her business too much, but we had a private conversation recently.
Please.
Would you like to know who's out of the soft weekly business?
She's out of the soft weekly business?
Well, apparently, she figured out magically that soft weekly's kind of a dirt ball and left him high and dry. Oh, wow. It took you this long to figure it out. Good for you, gal.
You know what I have to say to that? Where is it? Here it is.
Soft fails again.
Goddamn right.
I haven't seen him. Has he been out? Has he been out doing anything now?
I don't know. The last time I heard from him, he was doing the whole revenge porn, posting OnlyFans stuff, and I don't think he came off that fucking thing. Dude, what is going on with these people? They're losing their goddamn minds.
All right, so
the internet is eating our friends, Jamingo. It's crazy.
So this brings me to something that I think that I might end up. I'm scared about this, but I've entered the fringes of the Dabbleverse.
Oh God.
All right. So here's the thing.
So you should probably get all your positive messages out, because in about 2 months you're going to be podcasting with Stuttering John or some shit like that. I can only wait.
Again, I don't understand some of the stuff they do. It's okay. I mean, they all have shows. They all have, when I say shows, they all do the YouTube thing. It's not I shouldn't say all of them. A lot of them, they just do live streams and they're up there. And
they're streamers. That's a better word for it.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
And then you have streamers and then you have chatters and streamers.
Chatters, beloved chatters.
Yes. And so I'm in a Discord with some of the Dabbleverse, and they're in there all day. They've got voice chats going all day. And I go in there and I have conversations with them, and they're really nice guys and ladies. And we have, good conversations, and I'm listening back and forth what they're doing. And it sounds fun. And then I see what goes on. Like when they get a hard on for somebody, and they're fucking vicious.
They're like a pack of wolves, dude.
Yeah. So, and I have a feeling I'm being set up, because I've been down this road before. Like, they're being real nice to me.
I think the biggest difference, John, like between you and a lot of the other lolcow people that are on the internet that they might like to make fun of, is you, even though you may have your own opinion of it, you have self-awareness about how cringy you can be sometimes. Those fucking dipshits have no idea that they suck. Even though they tell them constantly that they suck. They will not believe it for a second.
Yeah, I mean, tonight I am going on the Backyard Boys podcast at 8:00. I said, how many guys are going to be there?
I don't know who that is.
I watched them the other night. There was 6 of them in the pod. There were 6 of them in there.
That's too many, Jamingo.
Hey, listen,
I'm just going to go in there. Too many chefs in the kitchen ruins the soup. You know what I mean? Look,
I'm just going to go in there, try to lob a few jokes over the fence.
Yeah,
and sit back and just watch the fray. You know what I mean? Hopefully I'm not the center of attention. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, just go in there and start telling them some of your racial jokes. I'm sure they'll find that amusing.
I can't remember.
You don't have a lot of gas stoves.
Yeah, but I mean, so when I'm working on podcasting, there's times where I have to process audio and it takes a while, or render a video and it takes a while. So I'm sitting here doing nothing. So I'll pop in there for like 20 minutes or so and chat with everybody in there, and it's fun. It's a nice kind of thing. So we'll see what happens. I got to promote that later. Now, he said he was going to send me a DM and where to go. I haven't gotten the link yet. So we'll see maybe he changed his mind. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But tentatively, I'm supposed to be on the Backyard Boys podcast tonight at at 8 o'clock. So that should
You're
be
always
fun.
very charming with new people.
Hey, did that help me when I was on with Delvin Cox and the and the Second Amendment people, gun rights people? They were all nice to my face, and then afterwards in Twitter they stabbed me in the back. The bunch of fucking Judases. Which is again, and that's me. I saw Archie Bunker. See, what you got to do is you got to arm your teachers. This way, anybody comes in with a rod, all the teachers come out and they fill them full of holes.
I heard what Delvin's new series is about, and I'm just curious to see how that fucking finale is going to go. He's doing a series on mental health now.
Yeah, boy, I tell you what. Now I got to figure out. See, now the gears, the broken teeth in the gears of my mind are spinning, and I got to figure out what happened with Soft, that he has become a creep and everybody has basically left.
I think he's just got a hard on for fucking Gino's bitch. Like that was the issue first. Well, I don't know her fucking name, but he was like buying
Keanu Thompson.
Yep, Keanu.
Yeah,
and she's doing her thing, being a fucking e-thought girl on the internet, whatever. And like he subbed to the OnlyFans and then shared the content, which I'm pretty sure you can't do. Like that's illegal, I think.
Yeah, remember we talked about that.
We 100% did, and I don't think that he stopped. I think he's still kind of just doing that thing, and I don't get it. Like I understand being a prick, that's fine, but like going to the depths to be like a legit fucking creep is you got too much free time, dude. You need to go play golf or do something else with your fucking time. I
tried to explain it to him, and he just couldn't get it through his thick fucking skull.
Right.
That just because you pay $7 for a month of OnlyFans doesn't give you the right to take that content and use it.
Right. Well, it's not like revenge porn. Well, maybe. I don't know. In some
it's not really revenge porn, but what it is.
So the left-leaning states, you might be able to squeak that by, but like it is definitely it's copyright infringement. It's piracy, right?
Yeah, that's what
sharing copyright content is not fucking legal. You wouldn't steal a car, would you?
So I tried to explain it to him this way. You go to iTunes and you buy a song. Okay. And then you take that song, since you bought it, I paid for it. I paid 99 cents for whatever they pay now for download. I paid for it. Okay. And now you take that song and you use it as the intro to your podcast, and they find out about it.
Yeah.
They will sue you for using that because you don't have the rights to use it. You bought it, but it's not yours to use in perpetuity on a podcast.
You'd think that he would be a little more attuned with the legal system, given his history.
Listen, just because you fuck a lawyer doesn't make you he's more smarter with the law.
You hear that, Joe Biden?
That's right. Is he a lawyer? Is Joe Biden a lawyer?
No, I don't know. That was a dumb joke, John.
Barely alive.
Taking a shot at the first lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never really understood that angle, and at the same time, like. I had a thought. It escaped me, Jamingo.
It's all right. It happens.
It was about copyright, lawyers. Move on. It'll come back later.
Okay, no problem.
Sorry.
All right. So now what I really like to do is, you know me, how I like to objectify women.
Absolutely.
All right. So we have to do a little bit of that because I missed that. We don't get a chance to do that anymore. So this thing has two of my favorite things in here. Lasagna and Giada, however you say her last name.
De
Laurentiis.
With her fat titties and perfect teeth.
That's what I want to talk to you about.
Oh, you had me lasagna, Jamingo.
Look at this.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, baby.
Who doesn't like the crispy part of lasagna? It is my absolute favorite, and I think I have perfected it with this sheet pan lasagna.
Okay.
Well, I'm hard.
Where's her tits? What happened to her tits?
What?
Where'd they go? Where's her tits?
Oh, yeah.
Those puppies would have pushed that sweater out before.
Have you done any research here? This is the case of the missing titties.
I went back and went through, and her tits were bigger before. I don't know if she had implants and had to have them removed. And
you don't think that she had got the cancer, do you?
No, I don't know. She looks a lot thinner.
Yeah.
And she's getting the old lady neck.
I love a nice old lady neck, John. It's one of the things that turns me on the most about older women.
Okay. And then here's the other thing, ladies. These black fucking rimmed glasses
Yeah, the
are
Sarah
not-
Palins.
they're not a good look.
Shut up.
They are not a good look. She
Come on,
does. I'm telling you, like, I'm not a big fan of these glasses.
We'll call them
Combine
the
ricotta with sautéed
fucking
Hold on, I got to back that up a little bit.
call them the Betty Holly glasses.
Now, so here she is. She's going to go. She's mixing stuff here.
Combine ricotta with sautéed
See, what she would do that before, the girls would be a bouncing.
spinach,
Yeah.
red pepper flakes, and garlic.
She might be wearing like a
Next,
sports bra or
spicy
something from
Italian
that
sausage
angle.
and onion.
I
Then
don't know.
combine with marinara sauce.
Yeah, they're not.
Maybe she's trying to hide them from us, Jamingo. She doesn't want to be objectified, so she's using one of those like that the lady guys use, where they're like, "I want to push my titties down, so you can't tell I got them."
So you're basic. So you think she's binding?
Maybe.
I don't know, but
Basically, cut up lasagna sheets.
Add the sauce in. with
I'm not going to lie. I'm definitely going to try this recipe
Yeah, I'm about to bust. I fucking like lasagna.
because when I saw this, I was like, oh, and then I immediately like, hey, where's the tits?
Yeah, I've always been more of a Rachel Ray guy. Like Giada's pretty and all, but a little too pretty for me. I'm more of a dirty, like she'll make you pretty stuff, but can also just make you a fucking grilled cheese sandwich after you bang in the living room kind of gal.
Yeah. You know who I really, I'm a real big fan of is Sunny. I can't think of her last. She's a black woman.
Okay.
She's got a little meat on her, and
Yeah.
her name is Sunny, and she can cook. She can throw down.
There's
And I
that,
think she's really attractive too.
Yeah. I would
She's-
still fuck Martha Stewart. I watch her show every once in a while. I just think about it. I would let her get naked in my kitchen and fucking make me some pancakes.
Yeah, there's a couple of the chefs on there that are I think that are attractive that probably a lot of people wouldn't think to be attractive, but yeah, they give me a little stir.
Yeah.
But Giada was my definite favorite. Like she would come cooking and she'd always have the girls out. Like she'd be cooking and there'd be plenty of cleave and they'd be bouncing around and
Yeah.
you're like, okay, yeah, I'm with the cooking. I love the sideshow.
I would top Gordon Ramsay just to hear the noises he made while I was fucking him. That'd be pretty cool.
The funny thing
Oh,
about
crikey. You fucking done yet, mate? Me fucking back hurts.
there's two different Gordon Ramsays.
You
see
call
one
this a rim job? This is fucking trash. Put your whole fucking face in there, mate. And he would grab my hair and shove it in there.
I could never work for Gordon Ramsay in a restaurant.
Yeah, I would lose my boner. I'd get so nervous. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
chef.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Just
But I would love to learn from him as what he's like, who did this? He's screaming and yelling at people in the kitchen.
sure.
And I'm like, I start to get flashbacks to, like when I was working for my father. It's like, you could never do a fucking thing right. I was like, God damn.
Well, that's the thing, dude. Like, there are people you'll meet. I have these people in my tire delivery route. Like, there are business owners that would be fucking fun to hang out with. Just
Right.
the best. Go to a barbecue and hang out with them. They'd be the life of the fucking party and have a great time. But you would not take any amount of money to be their employee because you just know. You're like, mm-mm. I've seen how you treat your fucking guys. I'm not going to do that.
My cousin, the Jimmy, he had a lawn care service. He was landscaper.
Sure.
So a couple times he would say to me, "Hey, I'm a guy short. Can you come ride? We're going to the horse farm. I got a whole acre to mow. Can you just come ride?" I go, "Okay." So I get there in the morning, and his brother's garage is there. He's got the door open, and there's a bucket there that you used to wash cars with, and there's a rag in there.
Mhm.
And I had to wipe something down. So I grab it and it was greasy. So I take the rag and I wipe it down. He goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" So I'm cleaning the oil and shit off the thing. He goes, "That's my shirt."
Oh,
I open it up. I go, "What's your shirt doing in the car wash bucket?" He goes, "I had oil on it the other day and I put it in there to soak." I said, "That's the dumbest fucking thing I ever saw."
mhm.
So now him and I are nose to nose spitting. He's
Probably
like,
belly to
"You
belly,
should have
more like.
fucking looked." I go, "Who looks at a fucking rag that's in a bucket that they use every day to wash cars?"
Sure.
Who looks at
And
a
even
rag?
if I did, I wouldn't have opened it up and been like, "Oh, look, it's a shirt. Maybe I
Somebody-
shouldn't use this." I go,
I
"Oh,
said-
somebody turned a shirt into rags." Clearly,
I said, "You're a fucking moron. You put your shirt in a thing and you didn't and left it there for a couple days and didn't think that somebody might use it for a fucking rag.
Yeah.
You nitwit."
Don't get mad at me because you're retarded. That's dumb.
So he's like, "Now the shirt's ruined." I go, "No, it's not." I grabbed it by the collar.
Oh
Said, "Now the fucking shirt's ruined."
yeah, dude. Gave it the Hulk Hogan.
then I threw it at him.
You should have did the flex. You should be like, motherfucker.
Yeah, just ripped it fucking half. Now it's fucking ruined. I said, fuck it. Go mow that fucking place by yourself. So I start walking away. And he's like, all right, hold on. I said, I'm not one of your fucking lackeys. I'm not one of those fucking guys you can sit here and yell at like that.
You want to hear something crazy that happened to me this morning? I go to get an oil change, right? If you had to guess, John, I'll give you 3 guesses. What car would you think that I drive? What vehicle would you think?
I'm saying you drive a pickup truck.
Nice. No.
A Ford? No? Okay.
Nope. One more guess.
Now I got to say you drive a Hyundai.
Oh, goddamn, you got a little warmer. I drive a 08 Honda Civic, a 2-door sedan stick shift. It's hilarious.
Shift.
Oh, yeah. It's hilarious to watch my giant ass get in and out of that car. And I'm waiting for the day that somebody hits my car and I have to get out slow. Because it's just one of those moments where they probably think I'm some teenage girl. And then I fucking have to put my legs out first and then pull my head out and then grab the door and the thing and stand up. And I'm like fucking 3 feet taller than the car. I go to get my oil changed and I go to this place often, but usually I go into a different little bay area. They get me in there and I'm about halfway into it. My car starts scraping on the little pit rim that comes up out of the floor. And they're like, oh shit, and we get it done. I get in there fine. I was like, do I need to switch? They go, no, you're good. Do my oil change. All that goes fine. And then I go to leave and I pull up and I hit something to the point that it stops the body of my car. It goes, and I go, oh shit. Hey, lean out the window, guys. Do I need to back out? Like, what's the fucking deal? And they go, oh, no, dude, you're totally cool. We're just going to pick up your car and move it. And I go, dickhead, you're going to get like 10 people to pick the fucking car up? Completely thinking in jest. They said that. I put my shit in reverse and I go to look out the fucking rearview mirror. And the guy goes, all right, now just come forward a little bit. And I go, what? Jamingo, 2 grown men reached under the fender well of my car and lifted my car enough that it got over the hump and I drove out of that fucking garage. I've never felt more emasculated in my whole goddamn life. Like nobody even had to push it. They didn't even try hard. They didn't bend down. Like, if you're we're gonna try to pick this fucking car up, like you're gonna have to maybe do some stretching, bend down, and get like a rigid. No, 2 dickheads just reached under the fucking fender well and go, all right, drive forward a little bit, and just lifted my shit up an inch to where I could fucking drive over the thing, and it made me laugh. I go, you guys are fucking crazy.
Well, it's just an inch. In other words, it doesn't take a lot to move it an inch.
I'm just saying those guys didn't look particularly fit. So either my car is not as heavy as I think it is, or I'm just a dainty little princess and they picked me up in my car. It was like having your wife pick you up is what I'm getting at, Jamingo. Like nobody wants to be picked up as a man, but like when your wife does it, you're kind of, I don't know if no.
You jarred my memory.
That's why I'm day drinking, because I felt so bad. I'm like, I got to do some manly shit. I'm going to go fucking get a Yingling and blow some leaves before I do this show.
So you jarred a memory in my memory bank. So when I was in high school, a lot of people drove Volkswagen Bugs.
Sure.
Because they were cheap, they were easy to fix, they got 100 miles to the gallon, and they fucking ran forever.
It's a fun car.
It's a fun car. And there was a lot of them back in the late 70s, early 80s.
Sure.
So you'd go to a party and you would see, like with your buddies, and you would see a Volkswagen Bug sitting there. So then you and about 5 of your buddies would go over,
about
6,
that.
And you would lift the car up and you would carry it somewhere.
Sure.
And then you would put it down.
We've done this in high school.
Yeah. So the one time we were there and we were at a party and across the street was a church, and we picked the car up, and there was a railing there. So we had to pick it up to here. So we're carrying this thing up the steps and then we put it down on the other side of the railing on the flat part of the steps of the church.
Sure.
And we leave. And then, we're in there drinking, and all of a sudden you hear the kid comes back, is, who the fuck put my car up on the thing in the church? They call the cops. The cops come. Now, again, it's a party, so there's a lot of
1970 something, so the cops thought it was hilarious. They were probably drunk when they got there.
Right. So then the cops come over and they go, all right, who did it? He goes, I don't care who did it. This is in the 70s. I don't care who did it. If I come back and that car is not back out on the street again, I'm coming in here, I'm busted every one of yous. We're getting IDs. We're calling parents. That's that.
Yep.
So like 15 of us went back out again, picked the fucking thing up, and then took it back down the steps and put it on. That's how cops did it back then.
Oh, and under protest too. Like it wasn't nearly as fun to take it up there as it was to take it down because everybody was slunk down. Whatever, man, you call fucking cop, you piece of shit, motherfucker.
Just everybody pick up. Here we go. Down the steps.
We had to move a cheerleader's car one time for an away football game. When we got back, she had parked blocking the gate because they leave after us, right? We left before and we get back and everybody's ready to go. And this heifer had parked her fucking Miata right by the gate. And like you said, it's a tiny little 2-seat coupe, 10 fucking teenagers, them real strong back motherfuckers with the muscles. They just picked her car up and they put it between two fucking power poles that were sitting opposite.
Yeah,
I think the same thing. Hey, well, I don't think they called the cops. I think the coach, because he was blocked in too. So he was like, "Yeah, just move that shit out of the way." And now them putting it between the two dusted on lamp posts across the street from the fucking the gate probably was a little much. And what are you gonna do? Don't park there next time. I don't think she did it again.
Half the cops came. There would have to be an investigation. Fingerprints would have been taken.
But we had a lot of black football players, so they probably would have showed up and been like, "License
Shot them all,
registration, please."
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, Jody, I think we've done it all. I think we've said it all. I appreciate you hanging out with me today. It makes a lot of, I'll tell you what, I enjoy doing the single version of this.
Yes.
But it takes a lot of time because you know me, I just don't come in here and just sit there. It's not me. I don't do that. I always try to have something somewhat entertaining to talk about. But it's always nice to bounce shit off. And then I miss doing the rubberneckers. It's been a while since we did it.
Yeah.
And
I'll keep checking in on you, buddy. I liked watching the little daily shows now. It's fun to see, like I said, it's nice to see your brain operate in full drive mode with no interruptions. It's interesting. I think it shows a little more of your personality. I know you're a good guy. I know you say some dumb shit sometimes, but you're like a lovable fucking grandpa. You're my Uncle John. I don't give a shit what you say as long as you fucking keep in touch and making me laugh on a day-to-day basis.
Yep. All right. So I will be back on, let's see, this is Friday. Got to think. I'll be back on Tuesday. We do Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. And then Monday and Thursday, we do the Boomer Bunker. And I do the Daily Jamingo at 5. I'm still trying to figure out where I want to move this thing where it gets more interaction or whatever. I was almost going to do it at 8 o'clock on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So there was always, Jamingo's on at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Whether it's the Boomer Bunker or whatever. I'm still, again, I use this as a playground. This is my podcasting playground.
You do what fits you the best, John. This is your fucking show. You run it how you like, and fuck all the haters.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing now. I got a couple irons in the fire.
That's what I meant to ask you. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I meant to ask you about your show.
I did my first episode with Bobby. He posted on his feed. I like to call it the Sweet and Stinky Show.
Okay.
Our friend Bex, who was mentioned earlier, said that this is actually really funny. We're talking. She says, "What are you going to be getting into now?" I said, "I'm going to talk to my buddy Bobby." She goes, "I wish you would hook up with that guy. I listened to an episode of your show. I wish you'd hook up with that dude you had on a couple episodes ago." And I brought up the list to see, and it was Bobby. It just happened to be the person she mentioned. She goes, "He was a sweet boy." So I sent that to Bob, and I go, "Hey man, you're sweet Bobby from now on, okay?" I like that.
Sweet Bobby.
So
yeah, I'm interested in.
Was the first episode, and it's just 50 Shades of Boucher is the name of the podcast. I was on, I think, the most recent episode, and we talked about some fun stuff. We got into some Christmas talk, like the multiverse of Santa Clauses, like a black Santa. You leave out Hennessy and chicken wings, and Bill Cosby Santa. He puts pudding in your stocking and shoves a sleeping pill up your butt.
Right.
But I've got what?
I was going to say you're Asian Santa. You get some sushi.
You get the gist of it, John. You just take that topic and run with it. It's a lot of fun. So we did that on the first episode. That was a good time. I talked to Doug recently from the Who's Right podcast. We talked about maybe doing a little something. Maybe he wants to get into like wars. They're doing the Bible now.
Oh.
And we had just a back and forth. And I don't know shit about shit when it comes to like war and history and stuff like that. And he loves it. So he was like, I'd be willing to fucking do my kind of research and teach you about wars. And I go, that'd be great. So that might be something new for the new year. I've been talking to my buddy Mike Moore about a possible little collaboration thing because he loves music lawsuits. And I like music lawsuits, and that's a true crime. And I think that could be a fun market to nail it. Like, I got a lot of stuff going on, Jamingo. For the
And listen,
2024 is going to be a good time, I think.
And I haven't given up on that idea we talked about the game show. That one I'm really interested in.
Yeah, it's going to be a very productive year. I think you were holding me down, you son of a bitch. That's what it is. I'm a bird and I'm meant to fly.
That's what I did. You know, something I'm just noticing here is the natural daylight in this studio is a hell of a lot better. I got to get this lighting all the time. I got to figure out how to do that.
Well, good luck, sir.
All right. Everybody, thank you for hanging out. I will be back on Monday with the Boomer Bunker and then, you know, blah, 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 all the other things that we do.
Hell yeah.
All right. Talk to you later.
Goodbye.